Hi everyone, this is audap. Let's continue our game of Clanaad on Nintendo Switch.
はい。お姉ちゃん寝起きが悪いから。
I met her on the way here. She was on a bu-
どうしたんですか？
No, it just felt like something hit my head. Whatever. Anyway, this morning I was hit in the back by Kyo with a bu- Huh?
岡崎くん？
Yeah, sorry. With a bu- Huh? With a bu- A bu-
おい、岡崎のやつバイらしいぜ。すげえな、両刀かよ。
What's that?
やべえ、こっち見たぞ。ケツを隠せ、掘られるぞ。
Oh god. Alright, you lowlifes. Let's settle this in the restroom.
便所だってよ。これ本格的だな、おい。
岡崎くん。
Wait, Fujibayashi. This is a terrible misunderstanding.
そういう人もいるとは聞いたことがありますから。
What I was trying to say was, Kyo hit me with a butt. Slap! All of a sudden, there was a small, quick thud on my forehead. Something came flying at me. It didn't really hurt, but I could feel the sharp impact ringing within my ears. Then it falls on my lap. It was an eraser. It seems the wider side got a clean hit on my forehead. It's also missing chunks. With those tiny thuds I've been feeling, pieces of this? Regardless. Who the hell is it? Slide. As I stand up and yell, Kyo stomps into the classroom. She then mercilessly drags me out of the classroom by my necktie. What's the big idea?
あんたね、教室のど真ん中で何言うつもりよ。
Huh? What else? That you ran me over with a bike? She covers my mouth with her hand.
あのね、あんた私を停学にさせたいの？
Huh? Why would I? As I raise my eyebrows, Kyo wraps her arm around my neck and drags me towards her. She then whispers to me in a soft voice that only I can hear.
バイク通学なんて校則違反なんだから、先生に見つかっちゃったら大変でしょ？
Then don't ride here on something so dangerous.
何言ってんのよ。せっかく買ったのよ。乗り回したいでしょ？
Even if you say something so selfish.
とにかく、私がバイク通学したことは絶対に内緒よ。
And if I let it slip?
目ん玉くり抜いて鼻に詰めるわよ。
Just how can this girl say something so terrifying without a second thought?
ほら、教室戻っていいわよ。ちゃんと私のことはごまかしときなさい。
Fine. I let out a sigh and returned to my classroom. Hey guys, actually, 3E's Kyo Fujibayashi is by. Slide. Grip.
あんたね、どういうつもりよ。
Well, I think I did a pretty fine job covering that up.
なんで私を貶めるようなこと言うのよ。
Well, if I didn't do that, I'd be the one who looked bad.
いいじゃない。たまにはそういうのも。
Right back at you.
冗談で済まなくなったらどうすんのよ。
No joke? You trying to tell me something?
別に深い意味なんてないわよ。
Uh,
とにかく、次んなこと言ったらぶっ殺すからね。
Alright. I clicked my tongue and returned to the classroom. Sorry guys, I was just kidding. 3E's Kyo Fujibayashi acted like girls more than guys. Slide. Kyo pulls me away again.
あんたね、真剣死にたいの。20分かけてちぎれる寸前まで首絞めてあげようか。
Jeez, what should I say then?
もう何も言わなくていいから、おとなしく席に戻んなさい。
That's so boring.
何か言った？
I'm just talking to myself. Don't worry about it. And just as Kyo leaves, Tsunohara returns. The results are obvious. His entire body is covered in kick marks. I don't think I need to ask, but how'd it go?
男だったよ。
Liar. You still gonna be this stubborn about it?
強がってなんかないっての、ほんと。殴り合った後さ、二人でツレションしたよ。
If she heard him say that, she would really kill him.
男だってバレた後、あいつ、えへへって照れたように笑ってた。悪いやつじゃないね。うん。いや、まあほんと、世の中には強い男がいるもんだね。うん。
You know you're staggering around, right?
ちょっと疲れたかな。なんせ男同士の喧嘩だったからね。少しだけ休もっと。あれ、僕の席が遠いや。
You look like you're about to drop dead for real. He finally He finally reaches his seat after many uncertain steps and thud, collapses on his tables as if to embrace it. Hey, Tsunohara. The whites of his eyes are showing. He's passed out. Why am I yawning at this hour? I look at the desk in front of mine. The textbook on it is... English grammar, again. Tsunohara is passed out on his own seat, so... I guess I'll skip class now. I stand up and look towards the door. Our eyes meet.
どこに行くんですか?
Yeah, you know.
もうすぐ授業が始まります。
I'm Japanese. I'm not going to use English for the rest of my life.
でも欠席すると補習とか受けないといけなくなります。
I don't have that many absences yet.
占いで今日のグラマーは素敵なことがあるって言ってましたし。
Something wonderful?
はい、素敵です。 素敵なんです。
Interesting. I think I'll try out whatever this wonderful thing you're talking about is.
はい。
I sit down and wait for the bell to ring. The bell rings.
よーし、抜き打ち小テストをするぞ。
How wonderful indeed. Fourth period ends and lunch break begins. Tsunohara is still flat on his desk, completely motionless. He must have used a full day's worth of energy all during this morning alone. Is he even alive? To see, I yank a few hairs from his sideburns. His body wriggles in resistance. Well, it looks like he's alive. But he shows no signs of getting up. Well, I guess it is more convenient for me if he stays asleep. I'll leave the classroom on my own. I want to say she was in Class B. I'll leave the classroom and look around the hallway. Furukawa is standing against the wall so that she won't get in the way of traffic. Our eyes meet. Her face breaks into a smile as she trots over.
岡崎さん、大丈夫でしたか?
About what?
他の人と行かなくてよかったですか?
Oh, yeah, he's fine.
そうですか。よかったです。では行きましょう。
Sure. We start walking side by side. You know, walking around school with a girl is seriously embarrassing. I casually look over at the profile of Furukawa as we stroll. Then again, I guess people would be jealous of me more than anything.
何でしょうか?
Nothing. As always, the front of the bread line is so crowded it's difficult to even approach the display case.
今日はいつもよりも人が多いようですけど。
Yeah. A single male student rushes past Furukawa and dives straight into the billowing crowd. He's quickly swallowed up and lost to the sea of bodies.
帰りましょう。
Nah, it's okay. I'll go buy something for you. Just tell me what you want and I'll get it.
アンパンでいいです。
Come on, go for something more exciting. I mean, you can buy one of those whenever you want. Pick something you can only get right now.
それじゃあ贅沢言います。いいですか？
Bring it on.
ですね。
She balls both of her hands into fists.
2食パンをお願いします。
Well, what's that?
一つのパンの中にクリームとチョコが入ってるんです。それは不思議なパンなんです。
She's really emphasizing the point. Huh, never knew they sold anything like that. Then again, I've never really been interested in sweet bread, so I guess I wouldn't know. Well, nevertheless, I'm heading out. Pray for my safe return. I give her a big thumbs up.
あなたに神のご加護がありますように。
Furukawa puts both of her hands together by her chest theatrically. Okay. I wedge my body into a small space in the crowd. I then push forward by using my arms to shove any students blocking my path out of the way. As I'm doing this, I recognize the back of another student's head. Tsunohara? When did he... I grabbed his shoulder. Hey!
なんだよ。なんだ、岡崎か。
Weren't you sleeping in the classroom until just now?
お前がのんきにしすぎなんじゃないの？
I plucked a hair out of your sideburns and you still didn't wake up.
逆さ。その痛みで起きることができたのさ。Thank you, my friend, from New York.
What do they have here? What do they have here that's so valuable you'd thank me for tearing out your sideburns? Also, neither of us are in or from New York.
あれだよ、あれ。お前知らなかったのか？
I look to where Tsunohara points and see an advertisement hanging from the ceiling. It says, new product. Fillet of fish sandwich, 150 yen. I see. Now I get it. This is why it's so crowded.
先週の告知から生徒の間ではあれの噂で持ちきりだったんだ。
Do you really need to spread rumors about a sandwich?
何？ならお前にはわかるのか？リュウタってのが一体何者なのか？
Excuse me?
よく見てくれ。タツタじゃないんだ。リュウタなんだ。
Huh, he's right.
リュウタという名前の人が考案した未知の具だという線が今んところ濃厚だが、実際どうだかな。謎が謎を呼ぶぜ。
Actually, I'm almost certain that it's just a misspelling.
よし、協力して道を切り開いていこうぜ。
I'm fine with opening up a path, but the problem is what we do after that. There's a girl waiting for me. He's the last person I want knowing about this. I catch Tsunohara's leg with my own. Tsunohara's shoulders are jerked down. Oh, sorry. He swallowed up and lost to the sea. Operation Eliminate Tsunohara is a success. I can't be standing around either. It's only getting more crowded as time passes. The mass of people feels like it's about to burst. Are you all that desperate to get a piece of misspelled bread? I blindly charge forward. And then... I got it. In my hands are a piece of dual-colored bread and a sandwich for myself. Thanks for waiting.
ありがとうございます。大丈夫でしたか？
Yeah, I managed somehow.
怖いところです。購買って。
Yeah. Everyone must be so sick of studying that they're getting themselves worked up over a new piece of bread. We head to the courtyard for lunch. Our time there is quiet and peaceful, almost like my days at school up until now. I wonder if we feel so at peace around each other because we're both outsiders. It'd be mean to call her an outsider, though. I look to my side. She's intently eating her bread. She's so into it that it's funny. I assume this is how she always is, putting everything into whatever it is she's doing, even if that thing is simply eating lunch. She only ended up this way because of bad luck, unlike me. Furukawa doesn't even notice me staring at her as she continues to eat her bread, seemingly unaware of the world around her. After a bit,
ごちそうさま。
She folds up the bread's wrapping paper and puts it in her pocket.
とても美味しかったです。
Even as she talks, I keep looking at her face, sort of lost in thought.
うーん
Our eyes meet.
あの
Yeah?
もしかして口の端に何かついてますか？
No, you're good.
じゃあ何を見てるんでしょうか？は
Hey, Furukawa.
い
I think you're cute.
はい
Partly because of just who you are at your core. You know, you carry yourself, your demeanor, that kind of thing. I think that once people get to know you, they'll all like you. I have zero doubt that you'll be able to make plenty of friends.
落ち込んでないのに励まされると落ち込みます。
No, this isn't me trying to cheer you up. I'm just sharing my thoughts, I guess. A first impression, let's say. Like, we practically just met, right? So you can take those words at face value.
うーん
Take them at face value. Or grab her shoulders and tell her as if I'm giving instructions.
そんなの変です。強要されても
You know, you're right. I quickly realized just how strange what I said actually is. I sit back down. As I do, I meet eyes with a female student in the third floor windows of the school building directly in front of me. Hey, try waving again. Smile while you do it, though.
そんなこともうしないです。岡崎さん一人でしてください。
Like I told you, I'm a guy. If I just spontaneously waved by myself, they'd think I'm a creeper.
そんなことないです。岡崎さん背高くてかっこいいですから。だからたくさん女の子寄ってきて私なんか押しのけられて、
No, you're right. If I did that, I wouldn't be able to hang out with you anymore. Never mind then.
真に受けないでください。
Listen, you. You little... I poke her in the head. Furukawa laughs. Actually, no. It's not quite a laugh. She went as far as smiling, but... I look in the same direction as her. I find myself looking at the third floor window of the school building again. The shadows disappeared. Hey, Furukawa.
はい、
Want to go to the club room?
そうですね。
Furukawa stands up and brushes the dirt off her skirt. How much time do we have?
予礼まで20分ほどあります。
Okay, let's use that time to make a flyer that says the club's looking for members.
はい、
Furukawa nods vigorously, excitement building with each bob of her head. The two of us start writing things down with magic markers on a piece of office paper. We need to start by choosing a date for an open house, and we can tell people more about the club then.
日取りいつにしましょう。
We won't be able to get anyone in the doors if it's too soon. How about 2 weeks from now?
はい、5月から活動開始ということでとてもキリがいいです。
I can only hope things go that well. Sweet, sweet.
できました。
Don't you think it could use a little more something?
そう、なんでしょう。
I think what's missing is sex appeal, a drawing, collaboration. Well, probably not sex appeal. Drawing, collaboration. Why would it needs a drawing? Does it really? I guess so. A drawing.
そうですね。あれば可愛いと思います。
So in that case, get drawing, Furukawa.
私がですか？
Who else is going to do it?
岡崎さん。
Had I not gotten an F in art, that may be a possibility. But I did, so it's not.
私も得意な科目じゃないです。中学生の時、自画像描きませんでしたか？
Yeah, I did.
一生懸命描いたのに、先生に美味しそうなカレーライスですねって言われました。
Hey, mine told me that the catcher's mitt I was drawing looked really sturdy.
カレーライスとキャッチャーミットですか。
I wonder which one of those is worse.
私は福神漬けまでついてるって言われました。
Mine went out of his way to call it a catcher's mitt. Why that not a regular baseball glove? That's what I want to know.
うーん
Should I go get someone who's good at drawing? I stand up, tired of the unproductive dispute we're having.
待ってください。
Huh?
やっぱり私書きます。私部長ですから。
Yeah, that would be best. I sit back down.
何書けばいいですか？
Furukawa asked me with markers in her hands. Think of something yourself.
うー
What are you good at drawing?
ん、なんでしょう。
Curry?
違います。
She totally shot me down there. It must really be an awful memory for her.
簡単な絵でもいいですか？それだったら一つだけ得意なのがあります。
Sure, as long as it's cute.
ものすごく可愛いです。
As soon as she finishes speaking, her hand begins moving as she hums a song. It's a melody I've heard somewhere before. I can't remember what it is, though. Curious, I take a look at what she's putting down. I see a circle with a face on it. Just as she finishes drawing one, she draws more and more of the same thing. The club recruitment notice quickly finds itself occupied by strange creatures.
できました。
She proudly shows me the flyer. Yeah. The whole poster is practically covered in mysterious creatures. What are you, some kind of idiot?
はい、
Look, you can't even read the text.
そうですね。読みづらくなってしまいました。
Why'd you draw all those bizarre creatures on here?
謎じゃないです。すごく有名です。
What are they?
団子大家族です。
The Big Dango Family? It's the title of a song that became a huge hit a while back. I think it used to be in a kids show. Oh, so that's what the melody she was humming just now was. Anyone in Japan would know the song.
団子大家族は大家族なんです。だからたくさんいるんです。
Let me be straight up with you, Furukawa.
はい。
You're not really cut out for this. The Big Dango Family? How long ago was that? It's already dead and forgotten.
そんな古いことなんて関係ないです。可愛いものはいつ見たって可愛いはずです。
I'll admit that this might be cute, but it's out of fashion. You're really out of touch with what's popular, aren't you?
そうなんでしょうか。私の中では今も可愛いんですけど。
Really? Well, I'm glad to hear it. I start to rub my temples. Looking at what she's come up with, we might be better off if I just drew my catcher's mitt. Any regular person who sees this is going to be repelled by it. It'd be one thing if she drew this as a joke, but she's serious about it.
団子大家族ダメ？
Furukawa's spirits begin to plummet as she watches my reaction. This isn't good. I can't let her sink into an utter pit of despair. I have to do something. Well, I guess it's not bad.
でもズバリ言われました。最悪だって。
Yes, but that doesn't mean that the Big Dango family isn't cut out for the big drama club. This is starting to require some mental gymnastics.
そうなんですか？複雑な気分です。
She doesn't seem particularly sold on the idea, but I do seem to have salvaged the situation. As I stare at the flyer, I start to think that it actually shows what kind of person Furukawa, the club president, is. In that sense, maybe it's a lot better than a flyer adorned with lies. In any case, we're done making our notice. It's got some spice to it. All's well that ends well. After my strained attempt to wrap things up, I grab the piece of paper and stand.
どこに行くんですか？
To the copier. We should make a bunch and go around putting them up after school. I think that's the most we could do today.
はい。
After that, we use the copier in the teacher's room, then head home. I return to class to find Tsunohara seated, gripping his own head. Ah, cheer up.
元気ないの誰のせいっすかね？
The guy sitting in front of you?
あんただ、お前だ、貴様だ、ミーだ。
You just blamed yourself at the end there. You do know that, right?
なるかアホ
An idiot just called me an idiot.
初日に食って食えなかったやつに自慢したかったのに
What would you do if I got to eat one?
何の気がけしてたらあんた命ねえよ
What would you do? Tell me in English.
Kill me!
You're a really scary guy, you know that?
食い物の恨みはそれだけ恐ろしいってことさ
Well, don't get too depressed over it, okay?
そりゃお前が新商品を食ったかどうかによるな
I didn't, so don't worry. Live on, my friend.
なんだ食ってないのかよちなら今回は許しておいてやるよま命は大切にな
I ought to be telling you that.
ああ食いたかった
He puts his face back down and goes back to grumbling. Tsunohara is still dejected even after classes end, so I leave without him. I head to the drama club room. I didn't come here in any particular rush, but I didn't see Furukawa. What's she doing? She does seem pretty slow. I wait, but she doesn't show. Bored, I scribble on the edge of the blackboard. Day duty. Nagisa Furukawa. I finish scribbling and wait a while longer, but she's still nowhere to be seen. Maybe something happened? I start to feel a little worried. Let's go look for her. She's hopeless. Don't tell me that she accidentally went to the class next door or something. I could see her doing that too. She probably went off somewhere else. I'll take a peek inside. Seems like no one's around. I open the door. I assumed the room would be empty, but a young female student sits near the windows. The sunlight pouring in prevents me from getting a clear look at her face, leaving only her silhouette visible. She's carving a block of wood with a knife. Scratch, scratch. Her concentration seems to have erased my existence completely from her senses. There's something irresistibly cute about the way she's working so hard on it. For a while, I just stand there watching. Her hands stop as she finally notices my presence. Her eyes meet mine. She freezes. Well, what's wrong? Suddenly, she jumps up and runs towards the corner of the room. She reminds me of a cat caught trying to steal food. Except the cat probably wouldn't be clutching a knife with the whole time. Note to self, don't surprise the girl with the knife. You may end up getting stabbed. Holding her ground, she cautiously watches my every move, still as can be. I find it funny, wondering if she's trying to hide by standing perfectly still. Better yet, she's in the corner of the room, effectively the most visible spot in the whole place. Well then, what should I do now? Let's talk to her. Say, is this the art club's room? Hey, I'm talking to you. She reluctantly points a finger at herself and tilts her head to the side. Yeah, you, as if there's anyone else here. She raises her index finger. Maybe she wants me to repeat the question. Is this the art club's room? Still standing tightly in the corner, she shakes her head nervously. All right, the other members would be here if it was. So, did you just skip too many art classes and end up with piles of homework? Something like that? She shakes her head again. Then it's just a hobby? She shakes her head again. And just what on earth are you doing here?
これですか?
She shows me the wooden block she was working on, holding it in front of her chest. Yeah, that.
これは大好きなですね.
Suddenly, she has a euphoric look on her face. It's as if she's lost in a reverie, dreaming up something really fabulous. She's so full of openings. With a few steps, I quickly close the distance between the two of us and proceed to take the knife from her hand. Relax, I'll give it back. Isn't it kind of dangerous using a knife like this? Now that I'm closer, I can see a bandage covering one of her hands. From the intense look she's giving me, I can tell she wants her knife back. You know, you should stop using this thing. Your hand. I can tell it's a mess. Is carving wood really worth cutting yourself up like that?
やりたいんです。放っておいてください。それ、返してください。
Doesn't your hand hurt, though?
痛くないです。
Liar.
念のため、巻いてるだけです。
Well then, shake my hand.
はい。
I put a bit of strength into my grip. In a flash, she pushes me away and our distance reverts back to what it was before I took the knife. She's squatting down in the opposite corner now. It looks like that really hurt. A few moments pass.
痛くなかったです。
On the verge of tears, she stands back in front of me.
返してください。
Can we shake hands again?
ダメです。
Why?
もうダメです。一回握手しました。握手はたくさんするもんじゃないです。
Okay, that makes sense. In that case, how about a high five?
ハイタッチ
You know, like in sports. When a player scores a point or something, their teammate raises a hand and they clap them together in the air.
シュート決めてないです。
Okay, then let's pretend we did. Okay, here goes. I awkwardly take a free throw pose and toss the air ball towards an imaginary basket. And it's good. Come on, raise your hand.
はい。
Clap. It's less of a high five and more of just a straight up slap, really. Once again, she pushes me away and runs towards the opposite corner. I should have hurt more than the handshake. We were literally hitting each other's hand. A few moments pass.
痛くなかったです。
She stood before me with trails of tears on her face.
返してください。
Unlike a handshake, we can do high fives as many times as we like. And it's in there. Now raise your hand.
はい。
Clap. There she goes again. That's why I've been telling you, stop carving until your hand's completely healed. I put the knife into my pocket.
返してください。
She just won't give up. What if someone were trying to enjoy their club activities in peace nearby? If something happens to you in here, do you know how much trouble that caused them?
隣、誰もいなかったはずです。
Club season's coming up. People are going to start using the rooms around here. That's why you should be patient until your injury heals. Besides, you can't make a decent carving with your hand in that condition, right? I don't know why you're pushing yourself so hard, but it'd be better if the final product is in perfect condition, right?
でも、手を休めてる暇なんてないんです。
The teacher who gave you this assignment must be a real tyrant.
違います。自分で思いついたことです。
Then there's no problem. Just give your hand a rest for a bit. With that said, I leave the classroom. From the corridor, I look back into the classroom. She's still standing there looking down helplessly on her half-finished work of art. Her tears are about to burst out. Maybe that was a bit too mean. But only an idiot would try to carve with a hand like that. You should take better care of your body. Overworking an injury could lead to permanent damage that you'll regret the rest of your life. I understand that better than anyone. Rotating my shoulder, I look out the window. Naturally, my eyes wander gradually lower. And there she is. Yeah, what's she doing? Does she think it's lunch or something? I wouldn't put it past her. Sheesh. I climb down the stairs and head to the courtyard. She's sitting in our usual lunch spot. I approach her. Hey, you know it's not lunch break. What are you doing here? Furukawa is holding a bamboo broom. Spinning its handle around in her hand, she sits without a word. From the looks of it, she's down again. Oh, what's wrong? Did something happen? I sit next to her. Twirl, twirl. Sand gets caught in the bamboo broom's tips as she continues spinning it in front of her feet. So it's your turn on class cleaning duty, eh?
はい。
She finally answers. So what's wrong? Why aren't you cleaning?
してました。
You were you? So why'd you stop?
ですね。 それは
She thinks for a bit. Then she quickly stands up.
岡崎さんに話すようなことではないです。
After saying that, she starts to walk off. Hey, hold on a second. I get up too and follow after her. I don't get you, you know that? You're now going to treat me like a bad guy?
違います。岡崎さんはいい人です。
You don't have to go as far as call me a good person, but I'm not the kind of person who'd harm you, right?
そうです。
Then you can just tell me what's wrong, like you always do.
私、岡崎さんを巻き込んじゃっています。面白くもないことに。岡崎さんの貴重な時間を無駄にさせちゃっています。
That's not true. It's plenty fun. Maybe I shouldn't say that. Furukawa stops, then starts spinning the broom handle again where she stands. I just gaze at her. All of a sudden, I feel uncomfortable. I feel another me, one that's less attached to the situation, watching us as this takes place. What am I doing? I lose track of time for just a moment. As this happens, Furukawa just looks down at the ground, ever silent. For now, I need to focus on cheering her up. Food. That's right, food. Start thinking of different kinds of food. What is it? What is it she likes? The Big Dango family? Back when the song was popular, every supermarket you walked into had huge packs of dango made to look like those characters. Furukawa, you like dango, don't you?
はい。
Then say the words, Big Dango family for me. Use that to cheer yourself up.
団子大家族、売ってますでしょうか？
Probably, but don't worry about that right now. So just say the words and use them as your mantra. Furukawa closes her eyes and then
団子大家族。
she says the words with conviction. So, do you feel more calm?
はい。
After she opens her eyes, she seems a little bit more positive, relaxed, like whatever was bothering her loosened its grip a bit. You can tell me what happened later. For now, just go do what you need to do.
はい。
She grabs the broom in her hands and walks off. The Big Dango family seems to have had a miraculous effect on her. I watch her as she fades out of view. Later on, Furukawa and I go around posting flyers on billboards around school. Club recruitment, a full month late. Since the cutoff period for most clubs has already come and gone, our announcement stands out on its own. Finally, we place a flyer on the last remaining billboard. I stand there and stare at it for a moment, moved. Furukawa's next to me, still a little lethargic. Well, I'm gonna go buy a Big Dango family and head home. I move away from the billboard and try to cheer her up. Mind if I ask you something?
はい。
Just theoretically.
はい。
Theoretically, if the store didn't have a Big Dango family, what would you do?
うわ
She looks at me, her eyes ready to gush like a near broken dam. Sorry, just messing around. On the way home, we go by 2 supermarkets. Neither of them have a Big Dango family. Furukawa looks like she's on the verge of tears again. I don't know what happened while she was on cleaning duty, but she used the idea of the Big Dango family as her encouragement to get past whatever was distressing her. So if she can't get one, she'll be back to acting like she was earlier. I have to get one, by any means necessary.
古いものですから、なくって当然です。団子大家族なんて、みんなもう欲しくないんですよね。
Furukawa's give up meter is hitting critical mass, I can tell. Hold on a second. I turn my back to her and dig through my bag. I guess I don't have a choice. Furukawa. I turn back around to her and say her name.
はい。
She looks utterly heartbroken. You go home. I'll manage to do something about that Big Dango family.
本当ですか？は
If I promise, will that make you happy?
い。とても嬉しいです。
Okay, then go home and stick it out for now.
ですが、
Don't ask another question.
何かとても迷惑なことを。
It's fine. Just close that trap and head home.
はい。
She nods, a little uncertain, I can tell, but turns on her heel nonetheless and begins to walk off sluggishly. Don't cry on the way home either. With those as my parting words, I do a 180 as well. I go back to the supermarket in order to buy them out of Dango. God, that was heavy. I place the distended supermarket bag on the floor, then sit down on it myself. I take the Dango-filled packs out of the bag and break open their seals. What kind of faces do they have again? I hold up one of the Dango as I ponder. I want to say it was like this. I use the red food coloring and strips of bamboo I also bought to draw faces on the Dango. Came out pretty good. Doing this really does make me feel a bit silly though, that's for sure. I want to say that the big Dango family had about 100 members, and now I'm supposed to make all of them. Ugh. But I have to do it, or else she'll get depressed again. ... I draw on each one with the food coloring. Before I know it, an hour has passed. I'm nearly finished, however. Just as I let out an exhale, I notice how dry my throat is. It's so bad I can barely swallow. Talk about focus. Maybe I'm cut out for this kind of simple labor. I stand up to get a drink of water. As I come back to my room, I find my father there. The moment I see him, a feeling of uneasiness and panic begins to well up. I have a bad feeling about this. What are you doing? I managed to start by saying that much.
これはあれだろ? ほら。
He grabs one of the Dango with a face on it and grins.
そう。団子大家族だ。懐かしいね。
I hold my tongue as I keep still in the entrance.
これはどうするんだい? ねえ、智也くん。
I'm giving them to someone.
そうか。友達にかい。
Sure.
なら、私も手伝わせてくれないかい?
Why?
智也くんの友達なら、そうしてあげたい。話をするきっかけにもなるかもしれないからね。
I wish he'd just stop. Is this some sort of highly planned way of irritating me? Why would my father need to talk to a friend I brought over? Aren't you my father? Are you just a conversation partner? Is that all you are? Or are you trying to take the friend I'm bringing over and involve them in this too? I want to ask him these questions. I want him to have answers.
こういうのは得意なんだ。
My father grabs one of the bamboo sticks. Hey, stop it! I rush over and pull his arm away. My father looks up at my face, equal parts confused and shocked. Just stop it. This doesn't have anything to do with you. Use my best words I can for the situation. He hangs his head just as I expected him to. But even so, he still looks like he's trying to spite me. He looks like someone who's just hurt a friend, not his own child. I begin to frantically gather the Dango that I've spread out across the table. I stuff them into the supermarket bag and leave the room without so much as another glance at my father. I can't stand it anymore. There isn't a place for me here. Not for the real me. If I stayed, I'd have to be a shadow of my true self. I don't want to do that. I'm done. Done, damn it. My breath is getting heavy. My lungs burn, starved for oxygen. My entire body is assaulted by an intense feeling of fatigue. I don't even know what it must look like to see me running. I'd come all the way here before even realizing that I'd practically sprinted down the street. Furukawa is standing directly in front of me. Furukawa. I direct myself towards her with shaky footsteps. Furukawa. I repeat her name as I call out to her.
Hi.
She replies, but I'm not able to say anything. What is it that I wanted to do? She tilts her head to the side. I stand there breathless.
疲れてるんですか?
No, not really.
それは
The question finally causes me to remember it. The supermarket bag that I'm carrying in my hands, that is. Oh, this? Oh, you can have it. Furukawa takes it and peeks inside. It should be packed full of Dango with little faces on them.
団子大家族です。
Yep, that's right.
本当に大家族です。
Yep, one big family.
私も仲間に入れてもらいたいです。
Yeah, well, why don't you ask them to join? Furukawa has a big smile plastered across her face as she continues to look keenly inside the bag. When I see her do this, I start to regain my composure before I know it. After that, the two of us stay in the park for a while. Alright, why don't we stop it there? This is audap. You've been watching Clanaad on Nintendo Switch. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed watching. I will see you at the next stream.